It's Christmas time at last, or should I say, oh man, I really don't want it to be Christmas time again. I almost didn't get through last Christmas. Here we are again. Thank Christ it only comes once a year, am I right? Now we have to go through the whole, go to the family, do the Christmas lunch. I'm going to give you 5 cars that you can turn up to in style without breaking the bank. Roll that intro.
On zombie apocalypse.
Right, here we go. We're going to give ourselves 1 year to get this car, put it on the road. We know we're all on a budget. We've got to try and make ends meet. Doesn't mean that you can't have something nice. And I found some good cars for you. Let's start with number 1. What did I say number 1 for? I meant number 5. Let's start at number 5. Number 5. It's not known for its reliability, so that's why we're going to give ourselves a year to fix it up. But it is known for being rather exotic. It's got an exotic badge. It's also known for being a very good looking car, both inside and out. It's an Alfa Romeo 159. You can pick these up for as little as $1,500. Usually they don't run, but usually it's nothing too major. Unless you get the Triptronic, then you're in trouble. Don't get the Triptronic. It's either the manual or the auto. Don't go in between. That's what she said. Yeah, the Alfa Romeo, you can't daily drive it or it will slap you. It will spend all their time at a mechanic's place and you'll end up putting your mechanic's kids through college with this car if you try to daily drive it. However, if you treat it like a weekend car, it will love you. And remember, we only have to do this trip once a year. And what a car to turn up in. It's a very good looking car. I'm actually after one myself. Number 4 on the list. Number 4 is a little bit more reliable than an Alfa, only by a little bit. But the servicing costs are way higher than an Alfa. And I'm talking about Mercedes ML350. When they run, they are very, very nice cars to drive. I will give props where props is due. However, to get them to that place, you're going to have to just start throwing money at. That's why we're giving ourselves 1 year to get it on the road. However, what you've got is you got that 3-pointed star. You got that badge. You turn up in a Mercedes and everyone's going to go, wow, nice. And look at the interior. Buttons for buttons. It's like the cockpit of a fighter jet. There's buttons for everything. When you program a button to do something else, there's a button for that. You need a button to move over there, there's a button for that. You don't like that button, there's a button to move that button. You don't like that button, there's a button to remove that button. You need to launch your surface to air missile, there's a button for that. You need to travel back in time, there's a button for that as well. Basically, there's a lot to keep you occupied, and servicing costs are stupid with a Mercedes. You basically need a second job just to bloody service the damn thing. I mean, seriously. However, there is an upside to owning a Mercedes. Mercedes keep on record the blueprints to make any part that you request from any Mercedes, including the ML350. It's going to cost you though, but you can get pretty much any part that you need for any Mercedes that you have. But just remember the age-old true adage of there's nothing more expensive than a cheap Mercedes. Number 3. Number 3 is, well, depends on where you stand on luxury cars. I put this above the Mercedes because it's a little bit more reliable and a lot more people have them. And that is a Volvo XC. Anything, any Volvo XC you want to mention is pretty much better than a Mercedes ML in every regard. Better tech, better reliability, better comfort, better servicing costs. Don't get me wrong, the servicing costs for a Volvo are going to be pretty high as well. And the parts, you might have trouble trying to track a few down, but something's got to go wrong first before you have to start tracking down parts, and the track record for a Volvo is actually pretty decent. And you can pick the Volvos up for starting. A 2010 Volvo, I found a 2010 Volvo the other day for $1,500. Nothing wrong with it except for no rego. No rego, and I think just needed a couple of tyres. But here's another thing. The 2005 to 2023 models of XE whatever, they look exactly the same as each other. So you can buy a 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, yeah, and look exactly the same as if you're driving a current model car. No one's going to bloody know, no one's going to bloody care. You turn up in something that looks like a brand new car, you're going to impress people. And you're going to have something that's reliable, something that's modern, and something that can do the daily grind. Number 2. Here we are, number 2. Number 2, I actually have some personal experience with this one. This one is pretty much the most reliable on the list. It's probably equal first. No, first is equal to this one. It's that reliable. And that is a Ford Fairlane. We had a Ford Fairlane back in the day. I remember the first time we turned up to the family get-together in it, we felt like kings. We turned up, we didn't have to push start this old car. No. We turned up in a Fairlane. Our rich rallies turned up in Toyota Camry. We one-upped them for once. Anyway, the Fairlane can do anything. You drop a set of rims on it and you got yourself a nice little street cruiser. Put a table on it, it's a towing rig. You want it as a work hack, it's a work hack. And the Fairlane still has a fairly good reputation in the luxury community. Everybody can still remember the Fairlane. That's how good it was. And that 6-cylinder will do as many kilometres as you see fit. You will not outlive the Fairlane. But you pretty much only get these things in 6-cylinder form. You want the V8. Another good thing about the Fairlane, any mechanic anywhere can work on one for you. And a better thing about the Fairlane is they're not that difficult to service yourself. We're going for number 1. Number 1, like I said, is probably equal greatest. It's probably equal most reliable car on this list. It's basically an all-wheel drive Toyota Camry, but it's not an all-wheel drive Toyota Camry. I wouldn't do that to you. Come on. No. It's a Lexus RX350, which is basically an all-wheel drive Toyota Camry, but a Lexus. Now, admittedly, you're going to have some cash up front to buy this because these don't come down in value that far. The very least you're looking at buying one is about $4,000. But for that $4,000, you'll get a car that has no problems from the get-go. Nothing goes wrong. You just put it straight back on the road, away you go. Another good thing is not only the reliability of it, but when this came out, every single other manufacturer copied its design. Look at every other SUV on the road today, and then look at a 2000 and something Lexus RX350. They look identical. Every other manufacturer grabbed it and said, let's copy that as well. And that's what they've done. So it not only is reliable, but something from 2005, 2006, 2000, yada. It looks like a current model car because every other SUV manufacturer has copied the damn design. Servicing costs, well, if you can service a Toyota Camry, you can service a Lexus. Reliability, off the charts. Drivability, easy. The only thing that won't do better than a Fairlane is tow. The only thing that does do better than a Fairlane is it's got that badge. You turn up to a family meet with a Lexus and people are going to go, wow, nice car. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for me. I'm wearing a bloody Santa hat in the middle of a bloody 40-degree heat wave, so I'm going to go take it off and maybe collapse. That's just how much I love you guys. I'm going to do it for you. Peace. Love yous all.